हेलो स्टूडेंट्स एंड वेलकम बैक टू एजुकेशन एटर्निटी। चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करना मत भूलना, वीडियो को लाइक कर दो और शुरू करते हैं। आज के चैप्टर होने वाला है सॉइल। तो व्हाट इज सॉइल? सॉइल इज वन ऑफ द रिसोर्सेज विच इज नेसेसरी फॉर अ सर्वाइवल. Soil consists of mixtures of weathered rocks, finely ground into powders, minerals and variety of living and dead life forms. It forms a thin, rich nutrient layer on the surface of the earth in which plants can be rooted. Soil contains all the nutrients which are needed by plants to survive. Some areas such as desert have poor soils. In these locations, it is difficult for a complex plant to live its life and to exist. Tropical rainforests also have poor soil because most of the nutrients present get replenished or they get wither away due to excessive of rain. The earth soil has developed over millions of years. The forces of weather have ground the top rocky layer of the earth into smaller and finger grains, and plants and animals also help to deposit nutrients. An important part of the soil is the part that is alive. Many different bacteria, algae, fungi do important jobs to make this life possible. Without the basic life forms performing these important roles, more complex life forms could not survive. The soil beneath our feet has a dark color than the layer beneath it. This darker color is caused by the plants and animals, both living and dead, that are found within it. Now, soil formation. First is weathering, physical and chemical. Over a very long time, a stony surface can be broken down by the forces of weather, such as rain and wind. This process is known as weathering. Weathering is a process of physical breakdown and chemical decomposition of rocks and minerals near or at the surface of the earth. This physical and chemical decomposition is primarily done by wind, water and climate. Now, soil formation or the pedogenesis is combined effect of physical, chemical and biological processes and activities of living organisms on the earth's crust. Organic matter from living organisms and chemical substances from rocks get accumulated on the surface of the earth. These are moved by wind, water and animals. This creates layer of soil at a place over a long period of time. This also accounts for the different nature of soil at different places. Now, what are the factors which affect the soil formation? First is the geology. Geology refers to the type and composition of earth at a place. The second is the climatic factor. Climate is one of the most important factor. Warmer temperature and abundance of water have a tendency to speed up the formation of soil, whereas cooler temperature and less precipitation slows down the formation of soil. Now, the third is topographic factor. The up and down changes in hill, mountains, plains, particular location is known as its topography. Now, all soil on earth are slowly getting deeper and deeper as lower level of dirts are being turned into soil. At the same time, wind, water carry the surface of the soil away through erosion. In the areas that are flat, soil tends to get deeper quicker than the surface, which erodes it away. The second topographic factor affecting soil formation is the drainage, or in other words, how soil is get rid of its extra water via draining. Most locations have excellent drainage, other becomes waterlogged. This water blocks oxygen, which is important for the formation of soil. Now, biological factors. So what does bio exactly means? Bio means life. So living organisms have an extensive impact on soil. It is estimated about 45% of the soil is made of dirt, while almost 50% is made up of water and air, and only a small fraction is usually made up of living or dead life forms. However, these play a very important role. Roots from plants dig deep into the soil, creating passage of water and air. Animals such as ant, earthworm, rodents, snakes dig and till the soil extensively. Plants and animals provide nutrients to the soil in the form of waste products and dead bodies. A variety of microorganisms perform important jobs in the soil that helps to decompose the living materials and deposit nutrients of the soil. Now, soil profile. The nature of soil depends upon the rocks from which it has been formed and the type of vegetation that grows in it. A vertical section through different layers of the soil is called the soil profile. Each layer differs in texture, color, depth, chemical composition. These layers are referred to as horizons. So, the top layer The upper layer is generally known as the topsoil or the A horizon. It is generally soft, porous, and it can retain more of moisture. On top of the soil, there is a thin layer of partially decomposed plants and animals residues. This is generally called the leaf litter. This layer is home to many living organisms such as worms, rodents, moles, beetles. Small plants are entirely dependent upon this layer since their roots remain embedded in the topsoil. The next layer has lesser amount of humus, but it has more of a minerals such as iron, clay, aluminium and organic compound. This layer is generally known as the subsoil or the B horizon. The third layer has a very little humus and it is mixed up with minerals, and this layer is made up of small lumps of rocks with cracks, and it is known as the C horizon. Below the C horizon is the bedrock, which is the hard and it is difficult to dig. This layer denotes that the layer of partially weathered rocks at the base of a soil profile. Now, composition of soil. Soil is made up of extensive variety of substances, minerals and rocks. Organic materials in the soil. Organic matter make up only a small fraction of the total material in the soil, yet it is extremely important. This organic material is made up of living organisms such as plants and animals, dead plants and nutrients that have come from decomposed plants and animals. The amount of life present in a soil is surprisingly large. If you pick up just a handful of soil from the ground, you will be holding billions of microscopic organisms in our hands. Inorganic materials. The inorganic materials found in soil account for about half of the total mass of the soil. These inorganic materials take the form of a sand, slate, clay. They are commonly known as the dirt. They form rocks eroded by the forces of weather, both wind and rain. Much of the sand and silt is small but visible grain of rocks. However, some of it can become fine, that is microscopic, especially in clay. Clay is an extremely important part of the soil. Because of its porous nature, water is able to seep through clay very easily. Air in soil. About half of the total mass of the soil is made up of vast interconnecting cavities or holes. These holes are filled up with both air and water. The amount of air and water filling in these spaces varies throughout the year from location to location. Water in soil. There is a lot of water present in the soil. It may come from rain or rise up from the water table through clay. Many substances dissolve water and are carried from one portion of the soil to the another. Water makes chemical reaction in the soil possible and supplies microorganisms with the water necessary for life. Water leaves soil via evaporation as well as through drainage. Excessive water can rob soil of their nutrients by carrying them away to other locations. This process is called leaching. Now, properties. Soil has characteristics that can be classified. The rate of absorption of water is different for different types of soil, and this phenomenon of absorption of water by the soil is known as percolation. Now, what is percolation? The rate of absorption of a soil depends upon its composition. The process of absorption of soil is known as percolation. Soil color. The color of a soil can tell scientists a lot about it. There are over 170 different colors. Most of these are shades of black, brown, red, grey, white. Generally, the darker a soil is, the more rich nutrient, it will be more rich in nutrient. Grey soil often indicate a poor drainage, while red indicates very poor soil. These are general rules about the soil. Now, soil texture. Another easily experienced property of a soil is the texture. Pick up a pinch of soil between your fingers and rub it back and forth. You will quickly notice that the soil is made up of different size particles. These particles give the soil its texture. Some soils have more large particles and a few small, while the others have abundance of small particles with a few large particles. Now, soil structure. In many soil, small lumps from particles cluster together. These are called the dirt clods. These dirt clods become hard to form beds. These beds affect how easily water is able to move through the soil. They also affect the movement of animals and the roots of plants. Acidity versus alkalinity of soil. मतलब alkaline nature or acid nature. For survival of the plants need nutrients. The nutrients in soil dissolve in water, and this water is taken by the plant through the roots. If a soil has too much acid in it, the nutrients in the soil will be dissolved too quickly and leached away. The water drains. If a soil is too alkaline, or in other words there is not enough acid, then Nutrients will not dissolve quickly enough, thus a neutral soil in which neither it is not too acidic nor too alkaline is preferred for a soil in which plants can grow best. Now types of soil. The first one is a sandy soil. If the soil is made up of a greater proportion of big particles, it is called sandy soil. The sand particles are relatively large, they cannot fit closely, hence there are large spaces between them. These spaces are filled with air, therefore in this type of soil, water absorption is very high. Clay soil. It is made up of relatively high proportion of fine particles. These soils have very less space between particles. Because of the particles are smaller in size, water can be trapped in tiny gaps between them. Now loamy soil. It is a mixture of soil, sand and slate. Slate particles are present between the particles of the sand and soil. It also contains humus and therefore considered best for the growth of plants. Now soil solubility for crops. Climatic factors as well as the components of the soil determine the types of vegetation and the crops that grow in a particular area. Cereals such as wheat, gram grow in clay and loamy soil because these soils have better water retention capacity. Soils rich in clay and organic matter with good water retention capacity are ideal for paddy. Loamy soil which drains water easily are suitable for lenticels and other pulses. Cotton, loamy and sandy soils are more suitable because of their water drainage and air logging capacity. Soil erosion. Erosion is the wearing away of a land, that is earth's surface, by water, ice or wind. Soil erosion is a natural process. It becomes a problem when humans' activity causes it to occur much faster and under natural condition. Wind and water are the main agents of soil erosion. Plants' roots firmly bind the soil. In the absence of plants, soil becomes loose, so it can be moved by wind and flowing water. What are the major causes? First is a geological erosion. This is a process which takes place over a long period of time. This starts weathering of rocks. The small particles of rocks further undergoes chemical and biological process to further disintegrate into simpler soil particles. This process creates soil of different profiles at different places. Second is accelerated erosion. When soil is used for cultivation, the nutrients gets used up and the balance of vegetation and climate is disturbed. Thus, removal of soil by natural agencies takes place faster rate than it can build up by the soil forming process. Erosion occurring under these conditions is referred to as accelerated erosion. Humans' activities includes deforestation. Deforestation means cutting more down of large number of trees so that they can use it for their own purposes. Now soil pollution. Soil pollution is caused because of industrial activity, agriculture activities such as modern pesticide, insecticide which are full of chemicals, waste disposals and accidental oil spills. Acid rain is also one cause of soil pollution. Now how can we prevent soil pollution? Plastic and polythene bags should get destroyed. Some waste products from industries and homes which can also pollute soil. These pollutants should be treated chemically to make them harmless before they are disposed. Other pollutants of soil include pesticide, insecticide. Therefore, excessive use of these substances should also be avoided. Now, what are the effects of soil pollution? First is effect on human health. Crops and plants grown on polluted soil absorb much of the pollutants and then it can pass it to us. Effect on growth of plant. It leads to decreased soil fertility. And third is the toxic dust. The emission of toxic and foul gases from landfills pollutes the environment and causes some serious effects on the health of some people, and it can also change the soil composition. So that's it, students. Thank you so much.